All right, so let's minimize this. Let's minimize that. Let's close this. All right, so I asked for a 3.5 by 3.5 document, correct? Yeah? Yes, everyone? All right, so we're not doing letter size, right? That's the first part of the sticker, correct? Is that what I did? 3.5? 3.5? Yeah, document. All right. And the reason is we're going to keep our sticker to 3 inches. And I'm going to show you how to do that. All right. But this is what you should do. If it said, 8.5 by 11, you're going to change this to 3.5. Remember, hit the tab. Look at, I don't know if anybody has tried that. And I keep telling you guys, use that to be professional, right? And quick. If you hit tab, see how it goes through everything? And when it goes through everything, it's literally ready for you to type. All right. So 3.5 by 3.5. Make sure this is inches. I already had a morning student and a senior make the document in points. What happens when you do that? You're working for hours and it's the end of the week and you're like, Noble, I'm done. And I come over here and your design is the size of a grain of rice. It's happened. All right. Don't do that. Keep it in inches. If you put it in points, you literally end up with something like tiny. All right. Okay. And if it happens to you, it happens to you, but try not to let that happen to you a lot. All right. Color mode, let's stick to CMYK for now, right? Because we're doing printed stuff, right? A sticker. That's our end product. Create. It's going to look like a little square. On mine, it might look like a rectangle up there, but it should look like a square. All right. Cool. Everybody there? Now, the first thing that I want to cover is we do have rulers. I may have mentioned it to you guys. So some people say, well, I don't know what size document I made, right? Command R. I want everybody to try that. Command R. You toggle back and forth. Command R. Again, I'll post this online, right? It'll be on YouTube. I'll send you a link. Command R. Anybody need help with the document? I can help you. You got it. All right. Cool. And don't worry, you'll get faster at this. All right. You ready? Cool. So Command R, if you haven't done Command R, those are our rulers. You'll see them to your left and to the top, right? That's one quick of check. That's one quick way of checking if you're in inches or points, right? Right away. And you can see right here on mine, it starts right here at 0 is right here. And then if I go to 3.5, you can see the little line there. All right. And then down here as well. So you're like, oh, okay, I'm at the correct size. Okay. Also, that shows your level of professionalism, that you know what you're doing with Illustrator, right? That you know there's inches, points, millimeters, centimeters. Cool. All right. Again, what I've told you about the guides is if you ever need guides that do not print, you just click and hold right inside. I want everybody to try this. Click and hold inside of the ruler. Like I'm literally clicking on the gray, dark gray of the ruler. And I start dragging down, click and hold and drag. And you can literally, it might be hard to see up on the screen, you can literally see a light blue guideline. And you can actually bring as many as you want. Say you're trying to line up some text, say you're trying to set a margin on all 4 sides, right? You don't want anything getting too close to the edges. Watch, bring one from the side one this way. Just click and hold and drag. What if you're trying to find the exact center of your documents, right? You see what I mean? Cool. Now, be aware, these will never print out, okay? In the old school days, we used to use a special colored pencil, believe it or not. It was called non-reproducing blue. It was like a light blue. And back then, since we used to use film and cameras, they would not pick up that color. All right. So since Illustrator took up most of the print world, they kind of brought that in as a classic feature, right? So the guides will never print. Now, what if you drew a bunch of guides right now and you don't want them? What's weird is you can actually unlock them and lock them just like if they were a shape. All right. Again, they won't print like this shape I just drew up here, but you can select them and deselect them. So let's go to view and go to guides right down here. And notice there's some commands. There's command colon, command semicolon, shift command semicolon, command 5, shift command 5, and then there's clear guides. So I want everybody to try to unlock guides. Try that. And what's kind of bad about unlocking the guides, watch what's going to happen. I have this shape, and say I'm trying to replicate it or copy it. You know how we do the copies, option drag. And if I had to accidentally have my guides also unlocked, they get copied too. All right, so don't freak out about that. But what you could do, say you did that by accident, you either do Command Z and you lock your guides, right, if you really needed them, or you go up to View, Guides, and we're going to clear them. And it'll clear all of them at once. You can't just clear one. All right, so try that. Get rid of your guides. And a lot of people are going to say, well, why am I ever going to use them? You'll see. What if you're going to do a design that fits some kind of controller on an electrical or electronic device, right? And I'm going to actually show you guys real samples of stuff I did back in the days when I worked as a graphic designer. I even designed control panels for metal detectors, like the ones they always show, like an old man looking for stuff on the beach, right? You know what I'm talking about? Those metal detectors. I actually worked with engineers at one company to design all their controls, and I did all the artwork in Illustrator, believe it or not. And it had to fall right on top of the actual buttons, the digital buttons that would make the metal detector change modes and stuff. All right, so it had to be down to the millimeter. All right. Okay. Anyway, having said that, those are your guides. Make sure you have them on, off, locked, whatever you want. We'll have assignments and projects where you need to have some guides to tell you what's going on. All right. But again, right now you can use them to line up text, stuff like that, whatever you want. All right. So we took care of guides there. Now, I'm going to kind of do what you guys did. I'm going to use, earlier I found like an AC/DC. Anybody know who AC/DC is? I hope you do. All right. Okay. So I'm going to use the same one. Now, a reminder again, when we do a search online, right? When we do a search online, some of you guys are probably really good at looking up stuff, and some of you guys like don't care about looking up stuff correctly. But obviously, when we're doing searches on the internet, if you add more descriptive words, right? Like I put AC/DC band, or if I just put AC/DC, I'm going to get a lot of different things. But if I add the word band, obviously I'm going to get some images of the band. And then if I include the word vector, right? Since we're working in a vector program, Illustrator is a vector, right? You might get more things. What if you added the word free, right? And there's going to be some where there are. Now, unfortunately, I just found out this morning, I don't know if you guys see on my screen, you don't have to do this. Brands of the World, they blocked it. It was working last school year. This is one of our go-tos. I'm so sorry to tell you it's not working. I guess EPA decided it's not good to use it. So outside of here, right? Some people have told me already that they installed Illustrator and stuff on their computers. That's good. Outside of class, so you can download stuff from here. They have tons of different brands. Some stuff is still copyrighted because it's like Disney or Porsche or some of the companies that really keep on top of their stuff. You won't find some of it. All right. Now I'm just curious. What if I went to Vecteezy? I told you guys about Vecteezy last time, yes, or previously. Let's see, AC, and that is a free vector site. AC/DC. Let's see if anything shows up. They're all pretty generic. Yeah, unless somebody put, oh, what? That's some weird stuff. It's like a decaying hand, decaying rocker hand, like a zombie rocker hand. Oh, wow. Interesting. I wouldn't have thought of that one. All right. Obviously, there's not going to be anything on there, right? So I'm going to go back to where I had looked earlier. And again, you're not having to do this. I'm just showing you how you're going to get started. Okay. Oh, wow. That's even a better one right there. All right. So this is what I did earlier. And a reminder, some of these are not the actual image. And I already had a student in the morning right here do the copy image off the internet, come here and do the paste. Do not do that. I'm trying to show you the professional way. If you care at all or think that I know what I'm doing, there's a reason to do it the way we're doing it, right? Number one, when you do that, you're never copying the image to the computer. And you could send this to somebody else, and if they don't have it, it's going to show up as a blank. All right. So don't do that. Plus, sometimes some of these images are what we call thumbnails. Anybody that's ever done web design or something like that, when you do a search like this is not the actual image. It's a thumbnail that pops up real quick on a search. When you click on it, it takes you to the website where the actual file is. Now, this one is telling me right here, it's 424 by 600, right? If I were to have just gotten the little thumbnail, it was even smaller, all right? So again, if you can afford a couple seconds and go to the actual website, that's probably best, all right? And then just to show you, I had already downloaded them, right? I had them here. Look at the differences. This is the thumbnail I found in the morning, and I click and hold and drag. That's the other thing about doing it the right way, Shift Command P, placing, right? You can actually scale it, whereas if you just copy paste, it comes in whatever size. Check it out. Look at that was the thumbnail right here that was on the Google search page, and this was the actual file I downloaded in the morning. And let me show you. Is it a big difference? Yeah, it kind of is. Because look at how the thumbnail looks. How do you guys say it? Pixelated or pixelized or what? Huh? Pixelated? All right. So that's pretty bad, right? Is that what we want to do in graphic design? Download bad low reses, slap them in Illustrator, put a cut line and make a sticker and print it out ugly? No, right? That's not what we're doing, right? Now, look at this one. You can already tell this was the actual file from the website. I mean, it's still pixelated, but it's not as bad as the other one. And there was more to the image, see? Okay. Now, here's the cool thing. I'm going to get rid of that one. Here's what you can do with some stuff from the internet. Okay. Now, again, do I just want you to draw a clipping mask on this and maybe only have Angus Young, who's the lead guitarist here, and not the background? You could, but is that manipulating it enough? I don't know, right? That kind of falls on you as a creative young person, as an artist, as a graphic designer, whatever you end up doing, right? Again, am I taking something from someone else by just doing that? Yeah, most likely. I mean, it doesn't have a copyright on it, but obviously someone else put this together before, right? So, are there ways to make your art original? What if I print this out on the printer in class? How many guys believe tracing something is cheating? Anyone? If you get a magazine or you find a cool picture on your computer, you put a piece of paper up to it and you trace it with a pencil. Is that cheating? What do you guys think? Part of learning. It's not cheating. All right, now, if I post on Etsy that you send me your photo through the internet or send it to me by mail, and I draw a pencil portrait of it based off your photo, right? And you say, "Ooh, I'm this awesome artist. I can draw people's faces perfectly," right? And you actually scan that photo and you print it out big and you trace it, are you cheating? And you're telling people I can draw faces perfectly.
It's only bad.
Huh?
It's only bad tracing, like trace.
Yeah.
And publish it.
Yeah.
Pass it off as your own.
Yeah. But like if you
Or-
tell people.
or how about if you tell a new friend, "Oh, I'm gonna draw you real good," and you don't draw them in person live, and you take it home and you trace it and then you give it to them. "Oh, look, I drew." Is that kind of lying?
Fine.
I mean, again, you're gonna know if you're doing something wrong or not, right? That's kind of like telling somebody that you're like the super skilled artist. You're not. That's not right, right? That shouldn't feel good to do that, right? So I'm a big believer, and we'll have an assignment later where I'm gonna have you trace something, right? And let me tell you this, if you're not good at drawing people's faces, right? A lot of us aren't, yeah? Some people can draw people's faces perfectly and just looking at them in a few minutes, right? That's an awesome skill to have. But if you don't have that, but you still need to get something like that done, you're gonna use every option available, right? You come to Novo's class, you print it out, you trace it, right? We actually have light tables over here. There's nothing wrong with that if you're getting to your end goal, right? Plus, in the world of fan art, some of you guys love the fan art, right? As you change it up, yeah, it could be based on an image. Right now, if I tried to do a sticker of Grogu, the baby Yoda, right? And I download 10 pictures from the internet on my computer, right? And then I draw my own version. Can Disney sue me for that? They're gonna have a hard time, right? Because my drawing is gonna be original, right? Now, if I go to the Disney website and download a picture that their Disney photographers took, right? And I trace it exactly and they make a sticker, guess what? In court, they're gonna put them up on the computer screen and they're gonna overlay my sticker right over that photo and it's gonna match exactly. Then we got an issue, right? Or if you're 3D printing your own Star Wars figures, you guys that know how to do any 3D modeling. That's your own artwork. Yes, it's something that exists that another company put out, but yours is fan art, right? Okay, having said that, watch what I'm gonna do. And everybody should try this later with their picture they downloaded if you happen to have it. Make a quick copy on the side in the gray area. And what's cool about Illustrator is it has this thing called image trace. If you go to Window, image trace, I'm just showing you some options here. This is an option, right? And you don't want to use, and I'm going to be bugging you guys all this time that you're here with me, not to use low res images from the internet just to print out a sticker. There's no art in that. There's nothing inherently good about that, right? Yeah, you can do the process, but it doesn't really help, right? Whereas you can manipulate it a little bit. Check this out. So here's image trace. Cool. Now, what image trace can do is it can get, obviously, the better the image, the less pixelated you find an image to begin with, the better this result is going to be. So check this out. I've got different settings on the image trace. Your image has to be selected. And I go to presets. There's one called high fidelity photo. So for example, if you place an image in here of a photo print that you had, right? It's going to try and redraw it. And I'm going to show you guys here, and you'll see it in the video if you watch the video. You're going to see Illustrator is trying to redraw it. You can actually click on this little thing here called Advanced, and it gives you more ability to get it to redraw the stuff. It's not going to be perfect. For example, there's some dates and stuff back here of their albums. I'm going to tell you right now, it's not going to sharpen them and make them perfect. Now, there's some AI out there, some separate AI apps that are getting really good at you giving it this image and it thinks about what it should be saying and it makes it almost high resolution. All right. There are some, we're going to look at some later on. I just don't like to mess with that stuff at the beginning because then some people end up just using it all the time. And again, we take away all the creativeness, all the individuality of you guys learning how to put stuff together in programs like this. All right. So I'm going to move these around a little bit. Sometimes it takes them a little time to redraw. All right. But I'm looking at the text back there. It does not look good. Oh, that's even worse. So I'm going to focus on the image of the guy here, Vangus. All right. And I kind of don't like how it looks, but I'm going to go with it. I did a black and white one in the morning. I'm going to do a color one. All right. So I kind of redrew it. Now watch this. The next step after you do that, right? And again, you can choose all these different ones and see what they give you. All right. And I'll try one right now. You go up to object after you did your image trace and you hit expand. It might even be down there at the bottom. I just can't see it on my screen. And you say, okay, boom, instantly. What happened? I don't know if you saw. I do a Command Y. This is the downloaded low res image. And now I have, by expanding it and image tracing it, a vectorized, right, version of this. So technically, this is what I could do. Check this out. If I come in here and I come in with my direct select or hollow or white arrow, and I select all this stuff up here, check that out. Look at all those points. I can pick away at some of the artwork I don't want. It's like when they show archaeologists digging up dinosaur bones and they're picking away the dirt from the fossilized bone. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? It's kind of the same idea. And I can come in here and I can delete this. Now, it can be time consuming, but sometimes it's worth the effort. And check this out. You watching? Sometimes when you do this method, it'll make all this red one color. Do you guys see how it showed up with a direct select? Everybody watching? See how it's right here? And then I can tell Illustrator, just like Photoshop, Kian, select everything that is the same fill color. Check it out. Everybody looking? Same fill color. And it'll select, now some of these reds may look to you like they're the same. It just happened that the image tracing kind of changed some of the tones, so they're not exact. But I can hit delete, see? And then I click on this one, and I can tell it, select same fill color. And it might choose a little bit more red, right? If you were doing something where all the reds were the same, then you could get rid of them all at once. All right, so I'm gonna delete some of this stuff. And you have to hit that delete key a couple times, sometimes, extra, because we're kind of picking it away. Now, here's the bad of this is if I click too much, say I click, you see how it's highlighted all the black too? And I hit delete a couple times, then it takes it all away, all right? So you have to be careful. All right, now the other way we could have cleaned this up, could we have done a quick clipping mask? What do you guys think? Right, you guys already know about clipping masks, yes? I could do that too. I get my pen tool, and watch what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna come in here, let's use a bright color, stroke only, so you guys can see it. Right, and that always works. And I'm gonna zoom in so you guys can see. I'm gonna do this very, very quick. It's not beautiful or anything. Sometimes quick stuff isn't beautiful, but again, what is our goal? Let's get something going so that I can create a sticker. And I don't know, you never know, the end result might work, right? Also, I think Jocelyn was asking me if we have some iPads. I do have some iPad Pros. We have not been able to get IT to let us install the apps, but as soon as we can, as soon as I got them, I'm going to let you know. You're not going to be able to check them out because I've only got 4, but we're going to be able to use them in class. Those of you guys who would like to draw on those type of programs, and we have the Apple Pencils and so forth. Oop, I messed up there. I wanted to go just right through here, right? Very quick. And I don't want the AC/DC that came along with this. Watch what I'm going to do. Very quick, very quick. And always go back to the original point. Should have brought this in. All right, there's my shape. Everybody see it? Always a complete shape. Select both. Command what to do a clipping mask? Ah, yes. Who said that? Jocelyn? Was that you? Awesome. Thank you. All right, look. So I just changed that, right? Now watch. Once we get going, I can bring him over. Is it beautiful? Is it perfect? No, but I'm manipulating it. I'm changing it up, right? And then I had downloaded, I went to the internet and I looked up AC/DC band's logo vector, and I did find there was a lot of them. All right. These are free downloads. Oh, I like this one better now. Let's go see here. As long as it says .ai, PDF, EPS, right? Can you download a transparent PNG? Sure, but it's not vector. You won't be able to, oh, this is CDR. Ugh. Okay, this is the one I found earlier. And yeah, these websites are kind of, but there it is. Download vector, right? It might take you to this Shutterstock thing, but don't worry about it. And it did download it. Here it is. Everybody looking? I actually have this logo on one of my air compressors at home for my tools. I think I need a new one. As long as it says SVG, EPS, .ai, PDF, you can open it with Illustrator. Boom. Check it out. Cool. There it is. It's got a black background. I can use my direct select arrow. Usually they come in grouped. Watch this. See how everything's grouped? You can ungroup them. I can move the black. Oh, that's very nice. And if you look close, this is fully vectorized. I can come in there and edit it. I can copy paste it. Command C. I'm going to mine. Layers. I'm gonna name this one Angus image. New layer. AC/DC logo. Gotta name our layers. I know some of you guys are fighting me on this. But that's okay. All right, see how it's coming together? Look at that. I didn't even try. And it's already kind of looking all right. And on screen, you guys don't see it, but his face is kind of like a tan. It does have some color, right? I could change, you know how I said earlier, you can select one color and change it all at once. This AC/DC, everybody watching? I can tell just by looking that this red is the same. Watch this. Yes. Select, same, fill color. Oh, it isn't. All right, fine. Hold down shift. In this case, you guys watching? AC/DC. I can change that color to yellow if I want. Boom, changed it. Cool? Yeah. Do it. All right. Then the next step. All right, everybody watching? I select the AC/DC, I group it, Command G. I go to my effects. What if I do a nice outer glow? Stylize, outer glow. Let's do red. These are the basic Illustrator filters. And put this on normal. And increase this to 100%. Watch this. Cool. There's a nice glow. All right. Now, if the glow isn't strong enough at 100%, watch this. Everybody watching? Oops, there's some parts there. Copy, paste in front, paste in front. So I'm putting multiple copies of the same thing, and it's increasing the glow in the back, right? I kind of like that. Cool. All right. What else could we add to this? How about some kind of frame, right? How about a frame? Cool. Everybody watching? I come in here, do around a rectangle, and I increase the stroke. How about a background color? Somebody name me a background color. Anyone? Everyone? Huh? Teal. All right, let's do that. I'm gonna copy that, copy. Go to my background color layer, paste in back, Command B. You might not see it happen. Let's choose a teal. Somewhere around there. It's like no one doesn't know what a teal is today. Where is it? It's in here. It's kind of hard to see up on screen. Somewhere in there. Well, that's close enough now. And then I flip it around. There's my color. Cool. I'm starting to put something together that did not exist 10 minutes ago. You see where I'm getting at? Yes? All right. Now watch this. Let me pause real quick here. And we're almost done. I haven't added now on yours. I want you to use a font, right? I don't know if you read it. I didn't do that on this, but you can download a font. All right. So I go to my Photoshop. And you don't have to, but I'm going to do it. I go to Photoshop. Ian's like, yes. No? All right. Sorry, it's loading up. I thought I had it open. Oh, in the old days, when they started, Impact. IMPACT. You probably already have it. It's already in the Illustrator Mac system. All right, so everybody watching? So those of you guys who can draw or like to draw, even if it's not, realistic stuff, if it's just your characters and stuff on paper, right? On pencil, with pencil, whatever. Watch this. There's the picture. I literally just took this picture. I literally drew it with a marker. I took a picture with my phone, right? It's like a nothing, right? Everybody see it? Watch this. Unlock that layer. Just like we did with your names, that I know I haven't finished everybody's name and made a keychain for you. I go to grayscale. So that throws away all the color, right? Command L, levels. And I will be showing you guys this over and over, right? So anything you draw, whether it's just scribbles like this, can become what we call line art. Cool. I'm going to crop this. I don't like that real dark edge. All right. Cool. There's my scribbles. I file, save as. Call it scribble texture. PSD, that's fine. Save it to downloads. Go to Illustrator. So again, the whole idea is, can I make stuff that I kind of started off with the internet, but then I use kind of some of my skills, some of my drawing skills, right? Yeah. So anything you guys have right now already in your sketchbooks, notebooks, I have stuff that's 30 years old in a sketchbook, and I've gone back. I was like, oh, I have to look through all my sketchbooks. I find it, I scan it, I take a picture, I throw it into the computer, and then it becomes a whole other thing, right? I recycle it, if you can say that. All right. Scribble texture, Shift Command P. And we'll have more of this stuff. If you see on this wall, you guys see these textures and stuff. That's actually an assignment we do. I can't remember if that was my juniors or seniors last year, and they had to incorporate that texture. We got out the paints and we made something by hand, right? And it turned out pretty good. We used it for backgrounds for some of our posters and different things. I mean, that's just the way to make stuff, you know? Where did I download this? Desktop downloads. Here it is. Scribble texture. Anybody feel like the floor shaking? Or is that just me? I felt it. All right. So there's my texture. Everybody looking? Remember how I showed you image trace right now? Look at this. And again, this is a boring one. I didn't think about what to draw. It just happened, right? And I do a black and white or sketch start. Let's do sketch start. There they are. Look at that. It almost reproduced them perfectly, but now they're going to be in vector. Everybody watching? Expand. Look at that. Group. Ungroup. No, you know what? I'm just going to go like this to not waste time. Everybody watching? So now, remember I showed you guys originally, can I rotate these on themselves? Watch this. Oh wow. Interesting. Everybody watching? And here's what's cool. I'm going to use the eyedropper. If you guys haven't used the eyedropper, I'm going to sample the teal. Everybody see? So it's the same teal color, right? And I'm going to group these guys. Group. But when I bring them over here, watch what's going to happen. All right. Don't tell me you can't create your own textures. Look at my layers. Right now, if I were to just do that, you're not going to see it. Why? Because it's the same color, right? But if I double click it, oops, sorry. If I click it and I go to my colors, what if I darken it a little? Look at that. I got my own texture. I didn't have to go and take it from the internet, right? And it looks pretty cool. And then I get my frame and I make a copy of my frame, copy. I select my texture. I do a Command F. I hold down my texture, my Command F, my Command 7. I got a clipping mask. I just created a texture from scratch. You guys see how it works? Is that hard? No. It's not hard to make original art, even with computers. You can really try, right? Obviously, I took some stuff from the internet, but that's okay. I have now changed it. This sticker does not exist in this world until right now. Okay? And somebody might want to buy it. I don't know, right? Or I could have chosen something else, some guitars in the background. Anybody here that could sketch a little guitar real quick? Of course you could, right? And then just make it dark with a marker, take a picture, send it to your computer, slap it on there, and you got something going. Cool. So So. What are the other things I put on there? I just want to make sure, kind of give you, I think everybody knows how to download a font, right? Yes? Everybody? Let's go to Schoology. Hold on. I'm gonna pause this. All right. So, and I'm gonna have you guys repeat what I'm gonna tell you. Let's download that Roland cut line if you have not downloaded it. Okay. RolandCutline.ai. And you're gonna open it in Illustrator. Never ever, and I wrote on here, do not place an AI file into another AI file ever. And I'll show you why. Okay. Don't do it. Okay, so open that AI file with a cut line. Anyone know why it's called Roland? Why? Huh? Does anybody see the big printer? That's the brand of it. Yeah. This color, and you guys can't see it up there. You guys see a little rectangle? All right. Don't do this. I'm just increasing the stroke. Oh, it's not even right. So you guys can see it up on screen. Anytime you use this color, right? I don't know if you look over here, if you click on your colors, or you click on your swatches, they usually have a name. I don't know if you guys see this one is specifically called Cut Contour. This works with all Roland machines that do cutting. It could be just straight vinyl. It could be an awesome printer like ours. Do not change this. Don't accidentally convert it to CMYK, because if you do a whole sticker sheet, no, can I print out a sticker sheet? And we print it out on that thing, and we got hundreds of them, and you guys accidentally converted that to CMYK or RGB or anything else, the machine will not cut. And you'll end up having to cut all those by hand or throw them away, or I don't know, right? We don't want to be wasteful, obviously, with our materials. Do not accidentally convert it. Don't choose just some random pink color either, because that's not the cut line. There is electronic information in this actual swatch that tells that machine to cut, okay? Also, it should always be 0.25 stroke weight on your stroke. Everybody look at it right there. Yeah? Everybody see it? Only 0.25, okay? And sometimes what happens if we scale stickers down later, you have to recheck it before we send it to the printer, because that could also make it not cut. All right? Everybody got that? Everybody good? Now, say you're done with your sticker design, Mr. Burunda, right? Yeah, you listening? How do I get this? Remember, I'm making this thick just so you guys can see it. How do I get this shape, this color, into my file where I created the AC/DC one? What do you guys think? Anybody know? How can we do that? And it's not plates. It's the first person that says plates is gonna get 50 lashes with a wet noodle. No, I'm just kidding. One of my teachers used to tell me. Is that gonna hurt 50 lashes with a wet noodle? I don't know. You can still post it on Instagram and get fires. I don't. Don't do that. All right. How can I get that into my Illustrator file without placing it? Who said that? Very good. Yes. You can have Illustrator to Illustrator, and there's even another way, right? If you have one Illustrator file and you have another Illustrator file, never ever place one Illustrator file into another. Why? Because they're both Illustrator files. It's like, I don't know what it's like, but anyway, watch this. I can copy paste like Mattia said, right? So I copy this and I go to my AC/DC one. You must put it on its own layer called cut line only. I'm going to get after you guys about this. And the reason I do this is because everybody always messes up. If you have an extra cut line that is not needed, do not leave it on your document. And I'll tell you why. So you're doing your 3.5 by 3.5 sticker here, right? And I paste this, paste. I don't know where it went. Let's see. It's in here somewhere. Oh, there it is. You guys see it? And I bring it over. Now, the second I pasted it in here, it is now existing as a swatch in my Illustrator file that where it didn't exist before. Okay. The other way you could do it, everybody watching, you can actually drag from one Illustrator file. You guys see this? I'm in the roll and cut line. I can drag vector objects into other Illustrator files. I can drag and drop from 2 open Illustrator files. Any artwork. I can copy paste, I can drag. Okay? Do not place an Illustrator file inside another Illustrator file. Okay? You take 60 seconds away from my life when you do that. Okay, don't do that. All right, so now we introduce it, right? This is important. This gray scratch area. Yes, everybody looking? Yeah? I'm gonna create the cut line for my sticker. And I usually have it as the top line, top layer, because I wanna see where my cut line is. If I have it on the bottom, I'm not gonna see where it is. I'm not gonna be sure about my cut line. So it must always be, when you're creating a sticker in this class, it must be the top layer. And only the cut line can exist on that layer. Okay? Is that clear? All right. And I'm gonna have you guys repeat after me on this next one. Okay. So now I'm gonna take the same frame. I don't know if you guys can see, I'm gonna take the same frame. Yes? Everybody looking? I'm gonna copy it, Command C. All right. I'm gonna click on the cut line layer. I'm gonna tell it Command F. I didn't do it. Notice how it shows this little square. Everybody see right here? Right now, I actually have 2 yellow frames. I just copied it. I pasted it in front of itself, but I want this top frame to be on its own layer because I'm going to convert it into the cut line. Watch this. And again, I'm sorry about my tone. Sounds like I'm yelling. I'm not. That's just my tone. Just like the nurse said, that's her voice. All right. So if you look now and I turn off all my layers, I've got this frame and my original cut line I brought from the roll and cut. I go here, I get my eyedropper, I click on the cut line, I immediately delete the original cut line because if I leave it there, it's gonna cut into somebody else's sticker when we put the big file of all the stickers together. The computer over there on that printer will read that, right? If I did this and had just a couple points, right? And they have this color on it, it's gonna read it, even if it's outside of the file. Even if I hide it, Command 3. If I do Command Y, you think it's not there, but that machine will see it and it'll cut into somebody else's file. All right. I cannot even put it on its own layer and turn the layer off and say, oh, it's not there. It cannot have more than 1 cut line per sticker. I want everybody to repeat that. Not, what did I say? Not more than 1 cut line per sticker. Everybody say that. Oh man, that was lame, but that's okay. I'll take it. I know it's late in the day. Yeah. So now check it out. I'm going to turn on all my layers. You know, I'm going to make this, what did I tell you guys? 0.25 no matter what. 0.25. Always your cut line 0.25. Oh, I put it 25. I know. 0.25. Only the cut line is 0.25. You can actually see it. I'm going to zoom in. You see it? So also notice I have extra yellow going on the outside, right? So I don't know if anybody's seen when you get stickers from like comic books or stuff like that. I'm gonna pass this one around. Pass this around. These are some of my little sorry. If you want to get one, you can get one. But have you ever noticed some sticker sheets when you get them and you peel the sticker, there's a little bit left over? Yes? That's called in the industry the bleed. The ink bled off of the original image and we cut it so that you don't have like a weird white edge. Okay, in the biz we call it bleed. All right, it has no negative connotations. Don't go there. All right, it doesn't have anything to do with you know, the bodily function of blood or anything. We just call it a bleed because the ink bleeds off the edge. And we want that in the print industry, in print graphic design, because we don't want to see a little white edge or anything like that, right? It's okay to get rid of some of that ink. So technically, if you're looking at my image right here, I did my texture, I got everything. I just see that my AC/DC is not centered. Let me center that. I'm gonna center it. Oh, that's way better. Use my arrow keys, right? Yes. I'm going to, oh, and that's a quick command I don't think I've shown you. Like, say I wanted to grab just the Angus image. If I just drag over it, I'm grabbing all this up. You can do Command 2 is temporarily lock items. So that way I was able to move the Angus over like that, right? And Option Command 2 is unlock everything. And here's the next part. If you make something original, 100% original, everyone in this class, listen to this part, and I'm going to be done here. New layer. And we're going to do an assignment where we do this. Copyright. Now, I'm not going to copyright this one because I started off from the internet. All right. I didn't make everything from scratch. But if you drew everything, if you painted everything digitally on, say, IBIS, Draw, or Procreate, right? Everybody listening? This is very important. If you designed and made everything, you have 100% right to create your copyright. And if you want to do it this way, watch what I'm going to do. Now, does this protect you from someone stealing it once you post it or sell it on Etsy or do anything? What do you guys think? No, the reality is if you make something really popular that becomes like a thing, or you put it out on Instagram or TikTok, hey, everybody, I'm selling these stickers. There is nothing stopping people from getting it, buying one from you legally. You send it to them, right? And they take a picture with their phone, right? They upload it into Illustrator, they image trace it, and then they start selling it on eBay. What do you guys think? All right, yeah, you can put that up there somewhere. Did Ali see it? Yeah. Everyone saw it? Okay. All right. Everybody hear what I just said, right? Guess what? They can go in there with using some AI, or if they know Photoshop, and delete your copyright and then sell it as their own. That kind of sucks, huh? That you can design something from scratch, 100% yours, put a copyright on it, start selling it, somebody buys it, it's real popular, and then they start selling it as theirs. Yeah, it happens a lot now. So be aware, right? And I know some people's like, they want to post everything. Oh, look what I did. Be aware. You guys are starting, you're at the point where you're young adults, right? And not just images and stuff, content of yourself, things you make, people will steal it. All right. Your best shot is try to sell it like on real websites like Etsy, eBay, right? Locally. That's still not going to stop it, but it's possible. All right. Last thing I'll show you. Check it out. This is a poor man's copyright, what I like to call that. I'll even have you guys do an assignment later where you do a signature on paper and we scan it and we make it look nice. For any of your photography, like Lexi says she wants to do some photography. I bet you some of you guys have never signed some of your stuff. You should. Check it out. I've heard college professors stealing students' work. Anybody know how to do the copyright symbol on using a font? There's a quick command. Anyone? Anyone? Huh? Option G. Everybody try that with any font. It should be on any font. Option G. All right. Now, what I like to do, everybody watching right here, this will be the last of it, and I promise I'll let you guys work the rest of class. I guess they didn't call us downstairs. Don't say anything. All right. Now, I like, when I can't do it by hand and draw this by hand, I will choose a nice font, something that looks what we call I lost my train of thought. Huh? No, a script font. So it looks almost like I drew it, right? With a, you know how some fonts look scripty, right? We call them script fonts. Let me see if there's anything named script. Hold on. There's gotta be a script. No, we're not going.
Time if you have a dual credit class.
Ah.
that we have to the auditorium. Thank you.
Will we get in trouble if we don't go? The good teacher in me is saying we need to go down. The bad teacher tells me just ignore it. I didn't hear it. I was in the bathroom. We have to finish our stickers. Yes? All right. If I get in trouble, it's your fault. And I just recorded that on the Zoom, okay? So. Did you guys like that? Huh? Huh? Who makes it fun for you? All right. I'll just say I didn't hear it. I was in the bathroom. But I won't. I'll edit it out. Okay. What? Well, I'll delete it. I'll dub it out or something. All right, be quiet, everybody. Shh. Don't talk about it anymore. All right, check it out. So there it is. It's not the best one, but notice how the copyright didn't. Sometimes this character isn't affected by the font you use, so you got to be aware of that. Or if it's not readable to see, everybody watching. But what did I show you guys about fonts? Can we outline them? Yeah, right. Shift Command O, right? Or ungroup, Shift Command G. Oops. You want the copyright to be 100% legible. Let me find. So you're gonna find a bold one. Oh, look, the impact one looks better. You want it to be 100% clear that you are using the copyright symbol. And I like to put the date, the year. Ooh, that's and you can stack it if you want. Trying to find how this looks good. Man, why can't I figure this out? Almost like my artist signature. That's a little bit better. All right, so I group those, Command G. Again, this is if you made everything 100% yourself, I would definitely put my copyright on everything I make, all right? And I'm gonna be bugging you guys about that from this day forward, right? Some of you guys, I mean, there could be some fan art, right, that falls under the category of original artwork. Definitely. All right, what do you guys think? Pretty cool? Not cool? Yeah, I mean, you really just have to think about it a little bit. And like I said, as we go forward, we're going to be experimenting with some of this AI stuff in Illustrator and Photoshop. I know some people like are not wanting to do it. I still have a few seniors that are like, I'm not going to do it. I hate that. Guys, it's changing. If it can help you do something in 20 minutes as opposed to 10 hours, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. I want to try it. I want it to help me, do something quicker, get it to a client sooner, get it up online to sell it quicker. I mean, it's just the world we live in, right? All right, I'm gonna stop. All right. Again, layers, very important. I know some of you guys are like messing with me and I'm not gonna name my layers. I don't want to do layers. Guys, it's the professional way to do this, right? And if you're not an organized person, like I tell you guys, I'm not the most organized, but your files have to be nice, right? That's our whole motto, right? Do it nice. You guys have seen the stickers. That extra effort, that extra few seconds to name something, to make sure everything's on the right layer. I guarantee you, if you believe anything that I've been showing you so far in these first 2 weeks, in the real world later on, you're going to be one of those students that comes back and tells me, Noble, you were right. I showed these people that I know what I'm doing. I'm professional about my files. I name everything. Before I knew it, I had a promotion, right? They want people to do stuff right still, okay? In the biz. Whatever you do, right? Whatever it is you end up doing, you want to do it professionally, don't you? What do you guys think? Yes? No? Of course.